Okay, so in the middle here is, let's see what picture is the sexual market. Sex is really important, right? It is really important. It's one of the reasons that men and women get together. It's why we have a male and a female, is this reproductive thing. That's what makes a male and a female, is their role in this reproductive miracle. Like, that's what makes you male or female. It's your role in this. They're like, you can't get any way around that. And then there's also that bonding relational part that we get to have in the human species that other animal species don't get to have. It's like reproduction and the end. But we also have this bonding, beautiful piece to it as humans that is important. So we have the sexual market, sorry. And then we have on the side here, we have the social market, because as men and women, we do interact socially, economically. That doesn't bring in the sex part. It shouldn't bring in the sex part. But it is still an important exchange. And then we have the female hierarchy and the male hierarchy. And as male and female, we cannot enter into each other's hierarchy. It is impossible. If by some crazy way we do make it in, we're always going to be toward the bottom because to be successful in the hierarchy, you have to prove useful to your hierarchy. So if your hierarchy doesn't know what to do with you, you're not useful. If they can't relate to you, or if they can't see how you help me be a better person in my hierarchy, you're not useful to them. So it's confusing to try and get in if it's even at all possible. I just don't, it's just like this, you can't join it. Sorry, you can't join it. So to become successful as a high value woman, to become a high value woman, you want to excel in your hierarchy. You want to prove to be the most useful to your fellow ladies. And then you want to inspire in this social market, this interaction we have with men that is this non-sexual realm. And then we want to be wise in this sexual market. We want to find our permanent partner with as few attempts as possible in this sexual exchange. So that's where I do agree with Andrew Tate in saying that women do need to be virgins. I wouldn't, sometimes you don't always know what you don't know. Mm-hmm. So again, I worked at Planned Parenthood, and I had a whole bunch of women, little girls, 14, 15, 17 years old, and they would think, well, I've already had sex with my boyfriend, so it's done for me. I may as well just keep being whatever. And conversations I could have with them is, no, you don't have to. You don't have to keep making bad decisions that aren't, good decisions that are not good for you just because you made a bad decision in the past. Like, learn from what you learn and then move forward. And I think the story with that is, like, I'm a Christian and I just believe all, Christian things. And David, the King David, he was a wonderful human being. He got ensnared in this sexual thing. He started accumulating women, like his little harem. And then there was another woman that he just specifically wanted, and she was already married, and he didn't care. He pursued her. He got her pregnant. And in his cover up, he ended up murdering her husband. And it was just like downfall after downfall in his mess in here. So this woman who was technically an adulterer, which in society would have been the lowest of the low, God didn't see her as the lowest of the low. She became the great-great-grandmother of Jesus Christ himself. So that's one of my biggest arguments, to be like, just because you have a moment or a phase in life, and it can be in any area of your life where you're not making the smartest decisions, you can still do better. As women, just the baseline we start, as men and women, we just start with priceless value. And that doesn't ever really go away. It's just how useful we are to everybody else in this hierarchy. Like, you can always reclaim that value that is just intrinsically there when you recognize it and then you live according to that value.